I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna just cut that out. Okay, 1, 2. Hey guys, welcome back to my story. My name is Kayla, or Kayla Charnay, like all my social media portrays. And I'll put all my social media either right here or right here. And you know, like, comment, spam, follow for sure. And I'll do it all back, you know. What's good? But today it's gonna be a story time on how I found out I was pregnant. And a couple things I'm gonna say before y'all watch this video. It's probably a little crooked just because of the way I have my light set up. I don't want to move my phone because it might fall. So yeah, gotta do what I gotta do, period. All right, so how I found out I was pregnant. So yeah, I'm a mommy and I'm 19 years old. I found out I was pregnant when I was 18. I graduated high school, all the good jazz. I was in college, but it wasn't for me. That's another story time. So yeah, it all started like a couple weeks after I turned 18. So like my grandma invited everybody to this family breakfast. So I'm going to the breakfast with my mom and I'm waiting for my sister because like my sister, that's my bitch, like period. I was like, where's my sister? Like she's taking forever. So I'm blowing up her phone, like no cap. I'm like, bro, where are you? She's like, I'm 5 away. I'm like, okay. 5 minutes passed, she's still not here, so I'm calling. I'm like, bro, you said you was gonna be here like an hour ago. What are you doing? Like, I'm just trying to see you and my nieces and nephews. So she calls me back like, girl, I'm on my way. Like, don't worry about me. And when I get there, I'm slapping you upside your head because you're talking to me crazy. I'm like, why, bro? Like, why? So I hang up the phone and I look at my mom. I'm like, I don't even want to be here no more. I start crying because I'm like, only person I wanted to see says she's gonna come here and smack me in my face. Like, no, I did not want to be there no more. So I was crying, I was over it, but I still ate, okay? So I was so over it. My grandma could see that I was like sad or whatever. So she was like, hey, I'm gonna take you shopping. Like, let's go shopping. So first we head to the liquor store and she buys me this big ass bottle of Ciroc. I was like, period, this should just wipe my worries away. I'm finna go home, get faded. So she took me to the liquor store and then we went to the mall. And when we got to the mall, like I threw up a little bit because like I was like, that food wasn't sitting right. It just was not working. I was like, you know, I think I'm finna start my time of the month. This usually happens. Like I usually get pregnancy symptoms when I'm about to start. So I was like, oh, it's nothing. I just gotta go throw up real quick. So she bought me like a whole new wardrobe and I was happy, everything. And then like, as the days go by, like I kept throwing up. I was like, I really think there's something in that burrito. Like we've never ate there before. So I was for sure I have food poisoning or something. Like I was getting ready to sue the place. I was like, my eggs weren't all the way done. Run that check, period. But so I'm throwing up, and then one day I'm just sitting in the kitchen with my sister and my mom, and I'm like, bro, I've been throwing up for a couple of days, and like my stomach, it has this little situation going on. Like I was like, I don't know, I feel like I should ask you guys if y'all ever felt like this before. So my mom's looking like, what you gotta say? You've been throwing up, I know you're pregnant. Like, what do you have to say? How does your stomach feel? And my sister's like, girl, are you okay? You've been throwing up. Like, we need to go get this checked out, period. I'm like, yes, sis, we need to get this checked out. So I'm right there. I'm like, all right, so here's the deal. My stomach, it feel like half of my stomach up here, it feels like major heartburn. Like it's burning. And then the bottom of my stomach, it's like, you know, after a bad hangover, you wake up, your stomach is turning all the time. So my stomach, like half of it was heartburn and half of it was like nausea, whatever. So half of it was like that. And I was like, and every time I throw up, it feels like I'm throwing up the gag reflex. Like, you know how you got a heartburn? Like, it just always felt like I was throwing up acid. Like, it was terrible. And that shit fucked with me my whole pregnancy. It was so bad, like the acid reflux. So it felt like I was swallowing it. It felt like I was throwing it up. And so I was like, man, that Mexican place messed me up. Like, I need to go to the doctor right now. So my sister's right there. I'm like, bro, take me to this emergency room because I think I'm gonna die by tomorrow if I don't go. Like, I'm gonna throw up on my insides. It just wasn't working. And like, there was no way I thought I was pregnant because like, it was the end of the month and that's when my cycle comes around and that's when my body starts playing with me. So like, there was no way I was pregnant. I was like, I'm having cramps. I'm throwing up, like, I know I'm gonna start, like, tomorrow. So tell me why I go to this emergency room and they bring me back and they're like, so what's the matter, you know? I'm like, man, same deal. It feels like half of my stomach has heartburn and the other half of my stomach, like, it feels like it wants to throw up all the time. So, like, I think I have food poisoning. So I told them that and they're like, okay, is there any way you think you could be pregnant? Like, we're gonna have you take this pee test just to get it out of the way. I'm like, no, there's no way, but give me the cup if that's what we gotta do. If that's what we gotta do, I'm gonna just go. So actually my sister dropped me off, so I was the only person here. So I was like, man, give me this goddamn cup because I'm dying and y'all think I'm pregnant. Like, I know what I'm doing. I swore I knew what I was doing. So I go in the bathroom and I go to pee and I was like I go to pee, I pee in the cup and then I go to wipe. And then I'm spotting. I'm like, period. Like, this answers all the questions that they had, that I had. I'm bleeding. Like, I know I'm not pregnant because I just started my period today. And I was bleeding for I was throwing up for like 4 days and I went on my period this day at the emergency room. So I was like, period. I know this is my period. And I know something else is wrong with me. Like, there's something wrong. So I get out and I'm like, here, man, like, I know I'm not pregnant because I'm spotting, like, period. And then, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get it checked out. Until then, they put me on, like, this stuff. They put me on some shit. I don't know what they put me on. But yeah, so I'm in there for, like, 30 minutes or like an hour just waiting for them to come back because it's the emergency room. They don't really care. Nobody really cares. So yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm on Facebook, and then I see this post about like, what was your reaction when you found out you were pregnant? And then like, there was all those faces, and I was just looking, I was like, I wonder if I did get pregnant, what reaction would I have? This nigga came back in the room and was like, so Kayla, we found out nothing is wrong with you. You're actually pregnant. And I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant and I'm not gonna be pregnant. Like, I was sad. Like, I was like, no, I'm not doing it, period. Like, no. So yeah, he told me that, and honestly, I started crying. Like, I didn't want to call my mom because like, she was calling me like, let me know everything's okay, like if they say anything's wrong or anything. And then, so yeah, I started crying, and then I called my sister like, bro, you gotta pick me up. And she was like, what was wrong? And I was like, bro, I'm pregnant. Like, just come pick me up, bro. And then so I go and get in the car, and then she takes me home. And as we're going home, I'm like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna tell mommy. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna tell her. And she's like, bro, she literally already knows you're pregnant. Like, she was telling you those were the symptoms she had, da 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 da. So I'm like, bro, no, I do not know how I'm gonna tell her. And then this girl gonna pop up like, well, I guess since you found out, I should tell her too. I was like, you should do what? You should do what? She's like, yeah, I'm pregnant too. Like, what? When were you gonna tell us? And she was like, I don't know when I was gonna tell y'all. So we get home and my mom's like, so what happened? And I was like, I just told her, I was like, you know, I'm pregnant. Like, you knew that, because like, you knew that, you're the mom. And she was like, wow, I knew that. And then like, she told me my nephew, and then my sister goes, and I'm pregnant too. My mom must have dropped my nephew so fast. Like, she was like, nigga, you're what? She was like, both of my kids are pregnant at the same time. Mind blown. I was like, I was like, well, I mean, it wasn't that hard to tell my mom because my sister told her to. And my sister was on her 3rd kid and I was on my 1st. So it was like shocking news from both of us. But I don't know. I feel like she was more shocked by my sister's pregnancy because it was her 3rd. And she was like 5 months pregnant by the time she told us. I was only like 2 weeks pregnant when I found out. So yeah, she didn't tell us till she was 5 months, which was crazy. I was like, girl, what the heck? But I was really happy that my sister told me that. Like, it made me happier about the pregnancy. I was like, well, I can go through this with my older sister. It was lit. She's like 5 or 6 years older than me, but we're like this. We is like this, period. So yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. I found out my sister was pregnant too. My mom almost dropped my nephew. It was so funny. But yeah, so that's the story about how I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And she's like 10 months now, almost 11, almost 1. Let's just say she's almost 1. Thanks for tuning in. That was the story on how I found out I was pregnant. So if you liked that video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to me. Make sure you're looking out for any new videos and follow all my social medias. Show love. Bye, period. Period, poo. Period.